go.
Chris Evans, lovely to see you. Thank you for inviting us. It's exciting to be here. Are you excited to be part of this massive factual programme, one of the most watched in the whole world?
Now, actually, today, sitting here, I am excited. So for the last 11 months and 2 weeks, that's how long I've had the job, people have been saying to me, you must be so excited. Excitement was the furthest emotion from my tummy because it was all about making the programme. We've done that now. And now I am excited. I genuinely am excited.
Interesting. So you had a feeling in your tummy. Was it nerves? What was it?
So it's my job. I've got to make the programme.
Right.
So I've got to think of scripts, got to employ people, got to think about locations, got to think about what cars to get. Why can't we get this car? Did they not like us? Are they giving it to the other guys? All that kind of stuff. And that excitement there's no room for excitement to get in there.
I like that. You weren't worried about whether they gave the cars to the other guys?
Of course. Yeah, a bit of paranoia.
Is there?
A healthy paranoia.
Have you talked to the other
No.
side? You never talked to them?
No. No, I have. The last person I talked to was James,
right.
Because I was considering getting a motorbike, and he knows quite a lot about motorbikes.
They said under the previous incumbents, that it was aimed at a 9-year-old boy, this programme. Who are you aiming it at?
I'm going to aim it at the 9-year-old boy and girl within all of us, and also actual 9-year-old boys and girls, and actually 99-year-old boys and girls.
You've changed some things, you've kept other things the same, so I can see that they're not Robin Reliance, are they? But they're Rialtos, for example. Is that right?
Yes, so you have the Reliant Rialto behind us, which look like Reliant Robins, and you, because you have this demon car observation gene inside you, know the difference. No, but what we've done is, if you're changing the presenter lineup completely of a programme, that's pretty much change enough. There was nothing wrong with the show at all. There was nothing wrong with the presentation of it.
Yeah.
It's just that something went wrong with one of the presenters. This show wasn't broken at all. So why would we change it that much?
What about the star? It's not the star in the reasonably priced car anymore. You've changed the car.
It's the superstar in the rallycross car. No, actually, it's the star rallycross car. But hopefully, it will be full of superstars as well. That's a ban. That's 6 months in prison.
Tell us about the presenting lineup. Matt LeBlanc, I've watched one of the films. Clearly has a very sharp sense of humour. How are you getting on?
Matt and I get on like a house on fire. We really do. I've learned so much from him. To make Friends, one of the biggest shows of all time, and make 22 a year, you have to have a brilliant work ethic. And that's the one thing that struck me about Matt straight away.
Yep.
He never looks at his watch. He doesn't care about getting home on time. He's like, we're here to make the show as good as possible. And if we're not going to do that, I'll tell you what, let's not bother making the show. And I love that about him.
So many people, I'm so used to hearing you on Radio 2 every morning. Live has been your forte, the thing you're brilliant at. What has been the challenge of not doing live?
There's an upside and downside to being pre-recorded and being able to go back and fix things because you know that in your head.
Yeah.
And so therefore, if something hasn't gone quite as you'd have liked it to, you know that you can do it again. Now, you may not have fluffed a line or anything like that, but that thought is in there. And so then you do fluff a line because you're already thinking, hang on a minute, I know I can do this again.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking that, oh my goodness me, I've made a mistake, I'm going to have to do it again. That's a bit of a pain. And there's no way you can sort of genuinely recreate the fact that, I'm going to pretend this is life, because it's not.
It has been, Top Gear, this time around, at a centre of a sort of ferocious media storm, and some allegations have been made. Have they been hurtful? What do you say to all of the things that have been said?
Well, I think that for certain aspects of the media, this was the perfect storm, and because of the instantaneousness now of 24-hour broadcasting, the internet, Twitter, social media, they have been dealt out of a lot of the stories because they have a lead-in time. So this is a story that they could sort of play with because it wasn't one that was happening, in Canada at 2:02 and it had just happened and they had no chance of getting to the party. Yes. This was a story that they could play with. But the things they started with were so mad and so made up that I thought, where's this going to go? And it
which sort of things are you talking about? Are you talking about Chris egotistical, or what sort of things do you mean?
Well, you learn not to defend yourself in this business,
right?
Because if you do, that will always be misconstrued as something or whatever it does. So you can never defend yourself. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You can defend people you're with, and you can also let this story run for long enough that the things they're saying will be seen and discovered to be absolute nonsense. And what I found amazing about a lot of it was all the people they mentioned within the article were going to be in the office that I was going to be in maybe 5 minutes' time, and we all knew that it was made up, because the meeting where we were supposed to have done this and that, we didn't even have for a start, or we did have, and we had a big kiss and gave each other a cuddle or whatever. So it was insane.
Insane, but hurtful at the same time?
Not for me.
Right.
I think it was hurtful for some people.
And people, for family and friends around you?
My family are pretty weatherproof to a lot of this now, because it's been going on for a few years. And by the way, in the past, I have deserved it. You know, I'm not going to shy away from that. You know, I've been pretty stupid, pretty naughty. But this time I actually did just get up and go to work. Do you know what they did? They over the last 11 months, they've made me sound a lot more interesting than I am.
So you get up very early.
I thank them.
Oh, slow down, Sabine, please.
Go out! Oh, sorry. But was it a good lap? Why is it red?
Strawberries.
So you will be sitting down on Sunday, calm and watching it.
Well, here's the thing. I might not be sitting down on Sunday calm and watching it, because Matt and I might be in Norway making another film, but we don't find out until half an hour from now, because that's how Top Gear is sometimes. So if we're not in Norway, Matt and I will probably be together having a hug, but not hiding behind the sofa, because we've already seen it anyway.
You know what it's like.
It's okay.